In today's video, we are making the ultimate fall sandwich. It is cheesy, packed with flavor, and delicious. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of More Seasoning. I am your host, Farnum, and first and foremost, thank you for 600,000 subscribers. You guys are incredible. Not only do we hit 600K, but one of my shorts just hit 100 million views. That is insane. So, hey, if you're here and you're not subscribed, clearly you should be. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. But let's get into the video. We are making the ultimate fall sandwich. I got this inspo because, well, I just love fall flavors and I wanted to cram it all into a beautiful sandwich. So tons of cheese in here. We've got fig jam, baked apples, all kinds of deliciousness packed into every single bite. Without further ado, let's jump into these ingredients. All right, the ingredients you're gonna need are sourdough bread. This one is uncut so we can make the slices as thick as we want. Rosemary, thyme, green apple, red onion, yellow lemon. All lemons are yellow. I just wanted to go with the colors. You get it. Unsalted butter, fig jam. This is delicious. Cinnamon, Gruyere cheese, Brie cheese, prosciutto, cornstarch. Get it? Corny. Hot honey, get the spicy one, trust me. Granulated sugar and brown sugar. We're gonna start on the prep work. We're gonna begin with the green apple. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna peel the apple, then we're gonna go ahead and slice it, take that core out, and then hit this with fine little slices, scoop them up into the pan. All right, so we're gonna turn these into baked cinnamon apples. They're gonna be incredible. And we've got our ingredients here, so all you're gonna do, slice and squeeze some lemon juice, a pinch of salt, a couple dashes of cinnamon, a pinch of sugar, some brown sugar, and a couple teaspoons of cornstarch. Now mix. Once you've got these mixed up, just, it smells like fall already. We're gonna go into a small baking sheet. If you don't have one of these small ones, absolutely just put them on a little 9x13. That's totally fine. And make sure you get all of the juice out of there because that right there is gonna make that beautiful gloss. Once you've got these all laid out, I want you to just take a couple little pats of butter, pop them amongst the apples. Then we're gonna take some aluminum foil and just lightly wrap that around, and we're going into an oven, 375, and we're gonna mix these every 10 minutes until they're nice and soft. Next, I've got my Brie. We're gonna go ahead and just do some thin slices of the Brie. Go ahead and follow that straight down. Another thin slice right here, and one more. Now we gotta do our Gruyere. We're gonna grab a little grater, and then we're gonna go ahead and shred this nice and thin. We don't wanna do big chunks because this is in a sandwich. It's gonna be a little harder to melt. All right, the last thing we have to do is get this red onion done. All we're gonna do is slice this thing from pole to pole. Prep work is done, we're at the stove, but every 10 minutes, make sure you're mixing those apples up. They're gonna be delicious. Now look, we got a couple pans over here. First thing we're gonna do, I got a medium heat right here. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil to it. Then we're gonna take a couple slices of butter. Just get nice thin slices. That way they melt pretty quickly. Once that butter melts, we're gonna pop those onions in and we're gonna start to lightly caramelize. Listen, we gotta keep that heat low because if we burn the milk solids in that butter, it's gonna taste burnt. It's not gonna be a vibe. Now look, we need to season these. We're gonna add a little bit of salt in there and go ahead and just toss these up. All right, so this loaf of sourdough in particular has to be finished in the oven 10 minutes at 400. All right, so right now I'm just grabbing this prosciutto, and you might be like, what the heck's a prosciutto for? We need a salty, crispy aspect to the sandwich. That's gonna come from this prosciutto. Very easy, we're just gonna go into a hot pan. We're gonna lay it in there dry. So as you can see, it's gonna start to kind of crisp up. You can see it kind of running away right here. And all that's gonna do is get nice and crispy. It's gonna be like bacon in a sense on there, except it's gonna be a lot thinner and more flaky. It's gonna be beautiful. Just let that go. We're gonna flip it every few minutes and make sure you're just tossing these onions around too. Low and slow till they get nice and soft. Just call me Betty Crocker, baby. Look at this beautiful sourdough. Smells like bread. All right, apples are done. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I put too much lemon juice and it kind of macerated them, so they're not beautiful and brown like this video right here. However, they're gonna taste the exact same. They look and smell delicious. What we need to do right now is we need to prep this bread. We're gonna take our butter, do about 1/4 of a stick, pop it in. We're gonna let that melt. Now, we wanna add some depth to this. And where does that come from? That's gonna come from this rosemary. We're just gonna get some like rosemary essence in there. So I'm just gonna go ahead, whip this around in here, let it sit for a little bit, nice and low on the heat. Next, so let's trim off the ass. Now flip this thing over so we can get a nice square cut. So we want these to be about 1/2 inch thick. One more, about 1/2 inch thick. Now we can just kind of expand these a little bit. Now let's bring these over here. So we're gonna start our sandwich off with some fig jam. Now we wanna get a nice coat of this. It's gonna be a beautiful blast of sweetness. Then from there, we're gonna go ahead and put our Brie on. You don't want it to really spill over the edges too much, so we're just gonna fold that back in on itself. Add another slice, and then we are here for a grilled cheese, correct? So let's add one more. Now we're gonna pop our onions on here. Look how beautiful and caramelized these are. Now we go in with our Gruyere. Grab that fig jam. We're gonna go on the wider side, and now we're gonna go ahead and pop pop. We're gonna pick this up and we're gonna take it straight over to our rosemary butter. And then what I want you to do is just take a pan and just pop a pan on top, just to add some weight to that. And that's just gonna melt together beautifully. Now you might be like, whoa, what about the apples, the prosciutto, the thyme, the hot honey? Listen, once the cheese is melted, we're gonna open it back up. We're gonna add the apples and the prosciutto in. That way the prosciutto stays crispy and the apples just kind of don't fall apart into mush land. As you can see right now, been on here for about a minute or so. We're starting to get a little bit of squishage in there. That cheese is gonna start melting. I'm telling you, this thing is gonna be absolutely stellar. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. If you look closely, you can see the brie on the bottom has now melted. The Gruyere has not, so we gotta flip this and obviously distribute that heat. So we're just gonna slide up underneath gently. Oh my goodness, look at that, listen. And go ahead and apply a little bit of pressure on there as well. That way we can just do the same thing that we did before. Ladies and gentlemen, once that is all melted, we are good to go. Look how crispy and toasty the tops are. At this point, we're gonna hit the B-roll. We're gonna open this up, put the rest of the ingredients inside, finish it off, hit the taste test. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the taste test. This thing smells absolutely insane. I can't wait to dive into this. I just want to note though, the apples didn't come out how we expected to. I accidentally cut it before I was supposed to. We missed the shot, but listen, that is what cooking is about. It's about making mistakes and learning from them. So here we go. This is our brie fig apple prosciutto sandwich, the ultimate fall grilled cheese. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. How is this not the best thing I've ever made? This might genuinely be the best thing I have ever made. Prosciutto, the brie, the honey, the fig, the Well, I don't know if it's the best thing I've ever made, but it might be the favorite thing that I've ever made. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 5 out of 5. The ultimate fall grilled cheese. This thing's gonna knock your socks off, smoke your boots. It's gonna light you up. This right here, incredible. If you have any comments, please drop them below. My name is Farnum. This is More Seasoning. This is the ultimate fall grilled cheese sandwich, and we out.